You know, the best part of the Palisades is that I used to play in areas where my kids play, and where my kids played, and I recognize those, and although times change, some things remain the same.
Containment is growing against the deadly Palisades fire as that community tries to come to grips with the ruins that have been left behind.
An overflow of boxes full of essentials for those who need them most, placed outside of Brahe's bar, which turned into a donation site.
Thousands of structures have been damaged there or destroyed in the coastal town.
When I think about the Palisades, I think about a Norman Rockwell painting. The way that people used to live but have a hard time finding in today's world.
I remember back in my senior year at Pali High, we were all so excited to get our senior lunch passes and get to leave school for lunchtime.
My kids grew up there playing Little League Baseball, the PPBA League, and we had a pancake breakfast. All the families would come around and there'd be 150 people there, and there'd be an opening pitch and the first game of the season. And the field was called the Field of Dreams.
It feels like it could be a little town in the middle of the Midwest where you go out your door and you know all your neighbors, and you go to the market and you run into all your friends there on the street. The day-to-day life in the Palisades was absolutely amazing.
On the first time that we used the lunch passes and left school, we walked up the staircase, past the church and past the elementary school.
I didn't grow up that way, and to be able to give that to my family and my boys, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty exceptional.
I remember there was a kid at the top of the slide, and he was like the captain of the pirate ship on this slide, and he waved down to us. He said, "Hi, hi," and we waved back, and we walked to Garden Cafe, where the workers are always so nice and so fantastic.
We loved it. We still do. Yeah. Norman Rockwell chokes me up.
I slept in that day, or I was trying to sleep in that day, and I get a call from my grandma, and she seemed really scared when I picked up the phone, and I had just woken up, so I was kind of still out of it. But she called me and she's like, "Are you okay? Like where's your mom? Have you packed anything?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" She said, "There's a fire in the Palisades."
Dry winds were blowing harder than almost anyone could remember. So around 10:30 a.m., when a small fire broke out along a bushy hillside near a state park, those winds quickly fanned the flames.
I hung up the phone with her, told her I loved her, and I went outside, and it was just smoke. All I could see was smoke.
At 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I was at the top of Chautauqua on my mountain bike watching the flames roar through not a firefighter or a fire truck in sight, no responders in sight, and I knew then it was possible with the winds that it could come barreling down and take out the houses.
I just kept checking my phone, and I saw that the fire kept growing, and I started to get really scared. And
Between the wind and the embers and the lack of water in the hydrants, nobody had much of a chance. The fire just ate up the town.
Our first responders and our firefighters who are trying to battle this, there's no water in the Palisades. There's no water coming out of the fire hydrants.
next day, Eli rode his bike up here. He put a mask on, and he rode up here, and he saw everything kind of still on fire on January 8th. And then he rode up to where our home was on Via and Sunset, and he saw his van, the structure only. And then, of course, he saw our building completely collapsed and just smoldering. Everything was smoldering.
I remember driving up Chautauqua, and those streets were fine. Like all those streets were fine, and it felt warmer. I was like, it almost felt like I was dreaming. It's like, wait, am I about to go back home and like everything's gonna be fine? Like for a split second, that's what I thought. And then when I turned left onto Sunset to see the alphabets, every house was flattened.
I didn't really believe it until I came up here. So I came up on January 9th and saw it, and kind of still didn't believe it. So I continued to come up like day after day. So I believe it now, but it's still, it's surreal. Because it's like it was everything. It was work, it was friends, it was memories, and it still is all of that. It's just not all right here.
Many people had insurance and they were able to get backed up right away, and they were able to get a spot on this side of town. That wasn't the case for my family. I would love to stay with the community, but I don't think that will be able to happen for me. But I would like to.
I lost everyday contact with a lot of my friends. Some of them I only talk to like once a week or once every few weeks, or hang out with them once a week, and that really sucks.
My dad works at a retirement facility, so we're living in one of those units right now. And when I'm driving to go do my own thing or go to the store or something, I see kids walking with their friends, and I just wish it was me. I feel so far away from the people that I love the most.
Just seeing my wife and kids, not kids plural, but kid, my wife and child's life get shaken up, that's what hurts the most.
It's been really challenging for me being that far away from people and having to plan weeks in advance on when I'm going to come into town, but I'm still able to stick with or hang out with the people that I love.
Some things remain the same. Whether it's the 4th of July parade or whether it's just running over and playing baseball at PPBA, the park, just fantastic memories. And all of those are going to come back. We don't lose the memories, and all those opportunities are going to be there. I have a tremendous level of confidence in the community and the people and the desire and the momentum to rebuild.
Nice mark! I know it's gonna be completely different. I'm not naive that things aren't gonna change. But we will fight to come back, and I would like to be able to fight for other people to come back who think that they can't.
That's what made the Palisades what it was. Like, it's an amazing town, but the people that I was with is what made it so special. Like 100%.
No matter where I am, no matter what school I go to, I have great friends and great people in my life that will stick with me. And as long as those people stay constant and I see them as much as possible, I think I'll be okay.
The next couple of years is daunting, certainly, but it's also an exciting time as well.